Well, I thought we'd get started. It's 8:30. I've got to be off in 10 minutes, but we've got time to get started. We've got a new set today. It's an Anytone. An Anytone Hera. Is that how it's pronounced? So we have a very plain box, which is fair enough. 1224 volts set, it says. Oh, it's quite a small one. You know what? I don't think anything comes with an instruction book anymore, or we don't get it. Absolutely bizarre, this. I'm not quite sure that's as small as some of those other small sets. So we've got a microphone with what we would call a modular plug and an up-down plug, up-down mic that feels reasonable and is clearly an electret mic, with the insert being probably just there. So it's 12 or 24 volt, and all we've got to do is to undo this cable tie. And we'll apply 13.8 volts. Plug it into the test equipment. And switch on. So it's come on in EU mode, and what? We change channel with this, do we? Yeah. So what happens when we press that? It goes to AM, goes to FM. That I wanted to do UK, and we don't know how to do the MultiNorms. There we go. It's F, is it? Probably F again. Or do we press PTT? Or what? Switch it off. We do. So now we're in CEPT mode. What is it doing? I don't know, but I've unplugged the extension speaker. Band. Now we're in UK. Band again. We're in AM CEPT, FM CEPT, UK FM. AM CEPT, FM CEPT, UK. So it does it seamlessly, just like you'd like. Well, that's a turn up for the book. So once in UK, it knows that we can do AM and FM in CEPT band and FM in UK. Well, we're only going to be concentrating on UK, and channel 20. I've got my eye on the time. Let's go into picture in picture, and let's look at how many watts it's doing at 13.8 volts. And the answer is 2.8. And let's see how it's receiving. Now I need to knock the squelch off. Squelch off. You can hear that all the way down to 0.1 of a microvolt. So let's get a synad reading. Switch the synad meter on. Show it on here. And we're getting, it's about there. So it's, I think we can change ranges. It's a very good 0.26 of a microvolt for 12 decibel synad. That causes an overload. It doesn't like it being earthed through the test instruments. So the next thing we'll do, when I come back, having checked that it does what it does, we'll see whether we can improve on that. Oh, we'll just check the deviation. I'll just go back to there. Oh, we were on AM last time, were we? Yes. Wallow, 1 2 1 2. Wallow, 1.5. Wallow, 1.4 kilohertz deviation, which is pretty useless. Right, I'll go and do what I've got to do, and then we'll open it up and we'll see what we can make of it. Right, so having come back from Grantham doing some shopping for me for once, and meeting up with my amateur radio friend Stuart as a social distance, he bought a new radio to use on ham. Anytone mobile, and it doesn't work. It is as deaf as a post. So somebody's going to be getting a return there, I am sure. So that's Torx T8. Oh well, this is this looks to be a no adjustments whatsoever set. We've got a pluggable speaker. CPU's screened, which is nice. Otherwise you can end up with CPU noise being transmitted. So the board says PQ803-1 and CO74572. That there are no adjustments. So it looks like we put the lid back on. What's the output device? IJ31AC. Right. So it must be one of these sets where we've got to find a hidden secret menu. Because with the deviation we're presented with, the radio isn't usable. And I think I want more than 2.7 watts or whatever it was as well. No wonder 38-year-old sets fetch more on eBay than new sets are. Right, I'll have a play and see what I can find out. Right, well we've got into the secret menu. I think it was squelch and emergency and switch on. Now we're in power, because these have got other features for other regions. We need power low for the UK, because we're looking at 4 watts. So at the moment it's 3, well, it was 3 point whatever I said it was. I was at 2.7 watts. I've just modified it. So we key up. I'll tell you what, we'll put the picture in picture on and then you can see this happening. I'll just stand on my legs and yes, it looks like picture in picture's actually on for once. So we'll key up. So we've now got full scale deflection at 3 watts, which is now on the 30 watt range on my test set. I want it to go to there. So that's 3, that's 4, that's 5. And it's AF. And it's, the test frequency is, what's that do? Yeah. So it's CO was 4 watts. It'll be different from sample to sample. C0. So there we go, full 4 watts. So we'll now move forwards with the next feature. And that seems to be pressing the down button. No, press the up button. FM mod. Now, the test frequencies are fixed. It's 27205 on the last test, which was power. It's 27205 for this test. So we just need to set the deviation meter. And as you can see, we've got about 1.4. I want it to be 2.2. Let's see whether we can move upwards. It'd be nice if you could just hold your finger on it. So we've got 2 there. We'll just see what that sounds like in reality. So take the tone generator off. Wallow. Wallow. That's it. We're there. We're there. So we've got the deviation we want, which is 2.2 to 2.5 absolute maximum. And it's AA for that. So I'll make a note. FM mod. And it was AA on my sample, but it will be different on anybody else's. So let's see what else we can do. Up. AM 4 watts, we'll just set that. And it's exactly 4 watts. So that's obviously gone in with the FM low. Squelch hysteresis, well, we'll leave that as it is. Auto squelch hysteresis. Version 100. Frequency. Hey. So we'll take this to the sugar. So we'll look at the frequency counter. 2720501 is absolutely spot on. But if I wanted to alter that, we could do with the AF button to go up. So what brings it down again? So up is AF. Make a note of that. A stroke F is up. And emergency is down. So once again, that is spot on. 27205. So let's see what else we've got. Oh, power medium, which is not appropriate. Power low, which is what we've set. FM mod. AM 4 watts. AM 8 watts, which is nothing we're not involved with. Squelch hysteresis. Auto squelch hysteresis. just see. No, it's going to want me to change. It's going to want me to change frequency. I don't want to do that. So, how do we lock that in? It probably is. Do we do what? Well, switch it off, switch it back on again, and see if we've still got... Oh, what we have done, we've lost UK. Here we go. I keep thinking that's channel and it's only on the mic. So 27,79125. So let's see how that is now. 27,79126. Let's take the camera back to the power meter. It's 3.5 watts on UK channels. So it obviously drops off as we go up the band. So I'll just go to channel 40 and see how dire that is. 3.5 watts. We'll go to channel 1. 3.6 watts. I'll go down to UK, to EU channels. Channel 1. Not quite 4 watts. I think we need to go into that menu again and take it higher. So take that to about 4.4 watts. Which it's retained. This is going to be fun. So I'll go back to UK. Channel 1 UK, 4.3 watts. I don't want it that high. 4.2 watts. Needs to come down a little bit. Now the phone's ringing. Oh, Bob wanted to tell me that Prince Philip had passed away. He was 90, you know, said my retired friend Bob. He was 99 and 2 months short of 100. Oh, right. So, we'll switch this back on and see whether it's now doing something nearer 4 watts. So we're on channel 40 UK. Yeah, now it's doing 3.6 watts. So on channel 1, it's doing 3.9 watts. So the snag we've got is the setup is doing it on CEPT channel 20. But we're not going to use CEPT, we're going to use UK channels. And so I'm having to make a kind of compromise guess as to getting 4 watts out of the set. So once again we'll put it into test mode. There we are. Power low. So now we're spot on 4 watts again, so I just need to up that slightly. So we'll try 4.2, which is CA, is the code for that on this occasion. So presumably we just turn it back off and turn it back on again. So here we are on channel 1. Ah. just over 4 watts. I'd say 4.1 on channel 1. And spot on 4 on channel 40. So I'm going to turn it down one tiny partition. Right, we've got out of it again. So transmit. So I just want to take it down 1. So it's now C9. Turn it off. Turn it back on again. So now what have we got? Spot on 4 on channel 40. .05 I would say on channel 1. So that's the best I can do. It may well be slightly over on CEPT frequencies, which we're not going to use. Let's go into that. So on channel 1 AM, it's doing 4.4 watts. On channel 1 FM, it's doing 4.3 watts. So if we go up to channel 40 of CEPT, it's doing 4 watts. And if we do that in AM, it's doing, shall we say, 4.05. So I'm within the 10% instrumentation error, even on channel 1. But I don't want to knock it off on channel 40, because we're kind of 3.95 watts on channel 40 UK, and it's like 4.05 watts on channel 1. So I think that's the best compromise. We've got the deviation we're looking for, but I'm just going to check one final time that on the UK set of channels we've got the deviation we want. On channel 20. So I'll reset my test set. Wallow. Yeah, we are at 2.2 to 2.5. That's fine. Yep, that's it. So let's get out of that. Oh, we're out of that. So let's see what we can do with it as a radio. So you've got RF gain. So we'll now look at the synad reading, channel 40 on channel 20. It didn't give me time to actually press anything. So RF gain is very high. So how do we adjust that? So without RF gain, we're at 0.26 microvolts for 12 decibel synad. I think we're done with. Oh, I'll tell you what, we'll just check the squelch. So what does RF gain do? Presumably it's adjustable, so that's really attenuated it. It's kind of put in a fixed value, which is colossal. Is there power? Is there an S meter on this? And what does it read? There is an S meter, and it should be S9 for 100 microvolts. It isn't. S9 equals 220 microvolts. So you'd say that was a lazy needle, but that's not going. That isn't adjustable. That's how it is. Chances are the power meter on transmit will be fake. It'll be pre-programmed to go so far up the bar graph. In fact, we can prove that by lowering the power voltage. So let's go back to our power meter reading. So we've got the 4 watts. Let's turn the power supply down. Ah, it's a regulated set. Now then, folks. So on a 12 volt, I'm on 11.8 volts. It's still doing 4 watts. So that is the kind of set you can use in a caravan or on a battery or something, and it will not affect the range. So that's very good. So that's got a real plus point. Has a swig of coffee from a scratchy corner route map, just in case we don't know where we're going. Oh, good. Well, that's that. I'll put that back to 12 volts. Oh, I've been 13.8. What's it drawing current-wise? 1.57 amps, which isn't too scary. So let's look at squelch. So I'll turn the signal generator off, and we'll put the squelch to full. 34 is the highest it goes. So now we'll see where that is on the signal generator. That's 100 microvolts. 300 microvolt. So it's, I'll tell you exactly where it is. 150 microvolts is the maximum. So that, you know, it's not too stupid. Then we'll look at the squelch sensitivity. I'm supposed to be showing you the attenuator controls. We'll go back to that. So there's off and there's on. So now we'll go back to the squelch minimum. I'll turn the signal generator off to standby and park it at 0.3 of a microvolt. So squelch. Lowest setting is 1. Switch the signal generator on. Nothing. So the lowest it comes in at is 1.1 microvolt. It leaves at 0.75. So that's not too sensitive, but that's its minimum. So what else has the set got? Without an instruction book, I don't, perhaps you have to go online and download it or something. So we've done squelch. What happens if I hold that button? Nothing. So we know that that changes the band from UK FM through to AM CPT and through to FM. So we know that. I don't think we want to really press the emergency button. It'll just go from 9 through 19 back to what we set. We know what RF gain does. It's got scan. So that's there. Function. Keypad bleep on. Mic gain. Squelch set. Auto squelch set. I didn't even know it had auto squelch. I don't know how you gain access to that. Scan type. Squelch or what? So keypad bleep, mic gain, squelch set, auto squelch set, scan type. I'm not sure how we change that. high cut filter, talk back, whatever that is, noise blanker, RF auto on. Oh, RF gain. So you preset the RF gain here, and then you just press the RF gain button and it goes to that. How do we adjust these things? That's the key question. And it's not pressing transmit. Let's go through it again. Do we hold that? No idea. You have to download the instruction book if you're that interested. But just see what other ones it's got. We'll go down this. Oh, full reset, which is useful. Oh, emergency channel. Yeah. 9 and 19, so you could change that. Band name. Timeout timer. Brightness. Colour, yes! I'm going to have to find out how to change this because I want to change the colour. No. So that's up and down on the menu. No, it's not pressing transmit that does it. Yes. So press function, and now we can change it through these different colours. We'll have it green. I find that's best for me. Oh, right. So see what else it's got. Roger bleep on and off, and we're down to the RF gain. So you'll press function and then up and down for the RF gain. So we've got it sussed. RF auto, what does that mean? Right, anyway, so it's got a lot of features there, and some of them are useful and lots of them aren't. So we've shown you how to get into the service menu, and remember, if you've got a brand new set and you go into the service menu and you mess it up, that's on your head, isn't it? Because I'm doing this into test equipment, so I know exactly how this radio is performing. But as it's offered at 2.7 watts, it isn't acceptable. Has to drink a coffee. I think that's all we can say. I think we've covered the Anytone Hera. So we'll just pop it on the aerial, and we can see if we can hear any good or bad buddies out there. Seems to be a lot of bad buddies, because they're all off frequency. We know why that is, don't we? Or perhaps they think the authorities are naive. So I now need to turn the squelch up now we've got an aerial on. So squelch is 7. I never did find out how to get into auto squelch. Is it a long press? Yeah, there we are, auto squelch. So it toggles through. It's a long press. There we are. I didn't know it even had that, you see. Right, so we'll flick through the channels. But I better turn the squelch down one, because otherwise we're not going to hear them, are we? So we'll have it down till it's hissing. One on a Roger. You know what? I'm on CPT channels. We'll try again. I wonder if I can't hear anything. $19 a Roger. Sounds like the Burner Brigade are just chatting to each other on 19. Okay, that's it. So that works better than I thought. By the time you've gone through the things and set it up into the test equipment, that actually sets up fine. The fact you can also alter the frequency if it drifts, which it will do over time, is a good point. So I'll look forward to trying that on our Scratchy Corner test. So thank you for watching the Anytone Hera, which is a new model straight from our wholesaler.